Today, we're embarking on a journey into the world of lion's mane mushroom, a fungus that's not just a feast for the eyes, but potentially a feast for your brain and well-being. Lion's mane isn't your average mushroom. It's a culinary delight, a brain-boosting marvel, and a potential game changer in the world of natural wellness. So today we're diving deep into the fascinating compounds that make lion's mane so extraordinary, from Hericenones to erinacines, beta-glucans, and beyond. Get ready for a roller coaster of information as we uncover the science, the benefits, and the culinary wonders of this mushroom. Lion's mane is an edible and medicinal mushroom that gets its name from its appearance, which resembles the mane of a lion. Other names for lion's mane are bearded tooth mushroom. It can also be called a hedgehog mushroom or a pom-pom mushroom, which are all pretty suitable nicknames considering what it looks like. So let's really just take a look at this guy here. You can see that it's a pretty distinctive mushroom with these shaggy, kind of like long cascading white spines that form a mass. And as lion's mane grows, the spines can take on a cream or light brown color, like this one here. This is a dried lion's mane. And unlike the classic cap and stem structure of many mushrooms, lion's mane doesn't have a traditional cap, and its spines grow directly from a central point, forming a mass that can range from like being small to really quite substantial. In nature, you can find lion's mane growing around late summer and fall. They really love growing on hardwood trees, so think like walnut, maple, birch, and sometimes you can find them in the wounds or puncture marks of dead or dying trees. And they also just love dead logs too. Lion's mane mushroom contains a range of bioactive compounds that have a potentially game-changing effect for your brain and overall well-being. First up, let's talk about Hericenones and erinacines. These bioactive compounds are found in different parts of the mushroom, from the fruiting body to the mycelia. Studies have shown that they stimulate the synthesis of nerve growth factor, or NGF for short, in astrocytes, which are special brain cells that are located in the hippocampus. Now, NGF is no ordinary protein. It works by regulating cell differentiation, proliferation, and survival. Increased NGF levels have been linked to improved neurogenesis and neuroplasticity, essentially the brain's ability to grow, adapt, and thrive. But that's really not all. Different types of Hericenones, including Herinicione B, have been found to contribute to NGF biosynthesis. Herinicione B even shows potential in preventing blood clots and increasing blood flow, factors that play a role in dementia. Now, let's shift gears to beta-glucans, a polysaccharide found in the cell walls of various mushrooms like lion's mane. In vitro studies suggest that beta-glucans might deliver a 1-2 punch, a cholesterol-lowering effect and an anti-tumor effect. But how? By activating macrophages, the superheroes in our innate immune system, which also contribute to neuroregeneration processes in the central nervous system. Lion's mane isn't just a mushroom. It's really a treasure trove of compounds working together for your brain, your immune system, and more. Alright, we've taken a look at some of the beneficial compounds found in lion's mane mushroom. Now let's dive into a few of the scientific studies that showcase some of the health benefits. In a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial involving 50 to 80-year-old Japanese men and women with mild cognitive impairment, participants were given either a lion's mane or a placebo. The lion's mane group took 250 milligram tablets 3 times a day for 16 weeks, and the results were fascinating. At weeks 8, 12, and 16, the lion's mane group showed significantly increased scores on the cognitive function scale compared to the placebo group. The longer they took it, the better the results. However, there's a twist. After stopping intake at week 16, the scores dropped significantly at week 4 post-intake termination. This study suggests that lion's mane could be effective in improving mild cognitive impairment, but only if taken consistently. Alright, so let's take a look at this next study. As I mentioned earlier, lion's mane contains compounds like Hericenones and erinacines, found in its fruiting body and mycelia. These compounds stimulate the synthesis of nerve growth factor, or NGF, which really got researchers thinking. Could lion's mane have effects on brain functions and the autonomic nervous system? So this next study takes a look at lion's mane's potential impact on depression, anxiety, sleep quality, and menopause. In this study, 30 females males were randomly assigned to either a lion's mane group or a placebo group. They enjoyed lion's mane mushroom cookies, or placebo cookies for 4 weeks. I really wonder how those cookies tasted. The researchers measured how the subjects felt after 4 weeks by having them take 4 different tests to measure depression, sleep quality, anxiety, and menopausal symptoms. The scores on the depression and anxiety tests significantly dropped after the lion's mane intake compared to the placebo group. And that's not all. When you look at the tests, words like concentration, irritating, anxious, they really showed promising trends in being lower in the lion's mane group than in that placebo group. It really seems like lion's mane might be onto something beyond its NGF enhancing action. Lion's mane mushroom is one of my favorite mushrooms because you can use it in the kitchen or you can take it as a supplement. So what I love about lion's mane mushroom is that it has like a really meaty, kind of strong texture. And so it's great as a meat alternative. And it's also great as a meat alternative because it has a pretty good protein content as well. So what I have here is some garlic and butter, and I'm going to chop these up, you'll see, and stir fry them, and they're delicious. Another way that you can take lion's mane mushroom if you really want to introduce some regularity into your routine and you also don't have the dollars to be dropping on fresh lion's mane mushroom every day is as a supplement. So generally you want to be looking for something that's in between 1 and 3 grams, as that's what's been studied clinically, and taking it consistently every day. You also want to make sure that you have something that has a standardized polysaccharide content or beta-glucan content on the label, because beta-glucans, if you remember, are the compounds that are driving a good portion of those health benefits that we want to see. And so you want to make sure you're actually getting that in your supplement. Also making sure that you are taking a supplement that has fruiting body and not mycelium. You know, fruiting body is this part of the mushroom, the part above the ground, and mycelium is the part below or in the substrate that it's growing in. So you want to make sure you're taking the fruiting body, this that has a high polysaccharide content, as opposed to that mycelium. And you can also see that on the label of whatever supplement you are purchasing. All right, so let's dive in on cooking these. All right, so you can see that I have chopped some of the lion's mane mushroom very roughly, and we're going to just start stir frying this. So starting with the butter, letting that melt. I've got this on low heat. So adding in the garlic, and we'll let that cook for a few minutes. And adding in all of this lion's mane. All right, so these are all nice and cooked and crispy. Let's try them out. Man, I just love the garlic on this too. You get that beautiful umami taste. So hopefully this was helpful and that you now have more of a knowledge of what lion's mane is, some of the science behind it, and how to take it on your day-to-day. All right, peace out, guys.